What is up everyone, this is Jojo the Techie and this is the Pixel 9 and the Pixel 9 Pro. I have been daily driving the smaller Pixels for about 3 weeks now and wanted to focus this review on what the differences and similarities are between the Pro and the non-Pro model. Is it worth to upgrade to the Pro or can you make do with the regular 9? Keep watching to find out. Google has really refined the design with the Pixel 9 series. Both the 9 and the 9 Pro feel great in the hand and are the perfect size for me. And yes, I'll say it, they feel premium. One thing I wish, and I've heard other reviewers say the same thing, is that the Pro had the same matte rails that the regular 9 has. I just think it looks better because the shiny rails in the 9 Pro make the size of the phone a fingerprint magnet. Now, if you're going to put a case on it, then I guess this isn't much of a concern to you. I have the 9 in the wintergreen color and the 9 Pro in obsidian. But the porcelain, hazel, or rose quartz / peony are definitely beautiful options that you should consider if you are planning to get this device. Especially that rose quartz on the Pro model. It's just lovely. The new camera housing bothered me at first, but now that I've had the phone and I've used it a bit, I'm actually really liking it. I definitely prefer it to the camera housing on the Galaxy devices, which makes the phones wobble a ton. This one just places the phone at a slight angle and with no wobble, which is pretty smart. Both phones are powered by the same Google Tensor G4 chip. The Pixel 9 Pro comes with 16 gigs of RAM, while the Pixel 9 has 12 gigs. In real life usage, I haven't had either of these phones lag or have any performance issues. Now, I'll include a disclaimer that I do not use my phone for gaming or video editing. I use it for day-to-day tasks, taking photos, recording videos, and entertainment such as social media or streaming from Netflix, for example. I've had good coverage and haven't really noticed any issues with call quality on T-Mobile in my area. Now, that may be very different depending on where you are, so your mileage may vary. Both of the smaller phones have the same battery capacity and support the same charging speeds. Battery life is pretty good on both devices, about 24 hours or so for me as the specs promise. I can't compare that against the previous generation because I skipped the 8 Pro, but in my opinion that's pretty good for a device of this size. Both of the smaller phones have the same 6.3-inch display. The Pixel 9 Pro uses a super actual display, which is technically superior in terms of color accuracy, brightness, or other visual aspects. The Pixel 9 Pro also has a higher resolution and refresh rate compared to the 9, and it boasts a higher maximum brightness. The display is nice and bright and comfortable to use outdoors. Keep in mind that the Pro model has a high and full resolution setting, and by default it comes in the high resolution one, which is 1080p. If you want a crispier display resolution, you have to go in and change that in the settings manually. But do keep in mind that that may impact your battery life a bit. For the first time ever, the Pixels do not come with the latest version of Android pre-installed. The timing of the Made by Google event taking place earlier this year may be the cause of that, but also it could be that Android 15 just won't be fully ready until later in the year. Regardless, Android 15 will definitely come to these devices and you can already use the beta version of it on them. The Pixel 9 has 2 rear cameras, a 50 megapixel main and a 12 megapixel ultra wide. The Pixel 9 Pro has 3 rear cameras, a 50 megapixel main, a 12 megapixel ultra wide, and a 48 megapixel telephoto with 5x optical zoom. And both have the same 10.5 megapixel front facing camera. Now, in true Pixel fashion, these phones do take great photos. The 50 megapixel on either device takes crispy photos both during the day and in low light. But that's no surprise really when it comes to Pixels, as we do expect that kind of prowess from those cameras. However, portrait mode is still an area that Pixel has to work on though, as you can still see on certain photos where the edges are blurry and some imperfections. However, that's something that you're only going to notice if you're Pixel peeping. Now, good news, for the first time ever, the Pixels come with an ultrasonic fingerprint sensor, which works amazingly good. It's been a long time coming, so I'm very happy that Google finally added that in. It works very fast. As far as support goes, these phones will get the 7 years of support that is promised for its new devices. Now, there's been some concern about that surrounding the yet unknown launch date for Android 15, and whether that update will count against us, but at this point it's too early to tell, and I'm hoping Google comes through and gives us the promised updates. Now, both phones offer several storage options. The regular Pixel 9 starts at $799 for the 128 gig option, which is $100 more than the base model last year, and only offers one more storage tier for $100 more at 256 gigs. The smaller Pixel 9 Pro, it starts at $999 for 128 gigs and goes all the way up to 1 terabyte for $1,450. Now, I'll say it over and over again. 128 gigs is just not enough for a phone that takes high quality photos and videos, especially if you use the video boost at 8K resolution option. There's just no way, and this is something that needs to change. Especially with the base models going up in price, the storage option should be 256 gigs at least, minimum. Come on, Google. Let's get it done for next year. Now, AI. Everyone is talking about AI. I decided not to tackle the AI features in this video because I didn't want that to distract or take away from how good these phones are without them. Plus, I also went over some of them in my first impressions video. And what I want to do is release a series of shorts showcasing each one of them separately, similar to how I did for the launch of the Galaxy S24 Ultra. This way, this review isn't all about AI, and you don't have to go through a long video to figure out how a feature works. So stay tuned for those upcoming videos. So the question remains, which Pixel should you get? The Pixel 9 Pro distinguishes itself with a high resolution and a better display, an additional telephoto camera for enhanced zoom, and more RAM and ultra wideband support. If these features are important to you, the Pro model might be worth the extra cost. However, if you prioritize a good overall experience, great battery life, and camera performance without the need for all the absolute best specs, the Pixel 9 is a very compelling option. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more tech reviews and be on the lookout for my upcoming videos on the AI features of these phones. See you in the next one.